Welcome back to I Don't Need an Acting Class with Milton Justice. Milton and Patrick Qualiano will begin in-person classes in New York on September 14th. For more information, go to www.theactorlab.nyc.
One of the things that I have really begun to see this week is the necessity that we have of layering in a little bit at a time. I don't think we give ourselves permission to do that. Keeping in mind, a lot of the talking out that we do, a lot of building the past, a lot of building images, a lot of what we do is really rehearsal. I don't think we give ourselves permission to layer in a little bit at a time our creative work. It's like suddenly we want to see the whole thing. And because of that, we also push to performance. That's also a problem. I know how difficult it is because we also know all these teachers are who say, and these casting directors who say, just talk, just have a conversation. We also know that's not it. There's a lot that's crashing in on us. But here's the thing. We need to learn how to take our time building and layering in what's going on. If we begin to think that the first time we rehearse something, and think of it as a rehearsal and not a performance, but think of it the first time is just, I'm just sketching it in. This is really difficult, this acting business. And one of the reasons it's difficult is because we forget that the fact that we got it once does not mean that we will get it every time. The fact that we got it once also doesn't mean now I've got it. I always think it's important for an actor to, if you keep a diary, to put down in your diary, I missed something in class today, what it was I missed, and why I missed it. Too often, we correct something that you've done, and you think it's only for this one exercise. But all of these are concepts. That's what you should do with everything. If the audition goes well, then I think what you need to do is write down, audition went well. Why? And the audition went well because I was very clear about the impulse, whatever it is. Audition didn't go well. I was not clear what I was doing when I started. I didn't have a good preparation. Whatever it is, these are things that are fixable, and that's why it's important that you know what you're doing. The consistent problem that I'm finding now is everybody is working too fast. Everybody is working too fast because what you're doing is thinking in terms of I have to do this huge performance rather than I can believe this much today. And it really is a matter of believing. Now, add to that one other thing. And the other thing to add to it is I love my choice. I have this very sweet little girl I work with in Florida. She started building the road and she was very, and I said, then do it again. And then do it again. About the fourth time she did it, it suddenly became a desert road in Egypt. And the woman appeared out of a pyramid. And she said, oh, I like that. Now, that's it. That's all it is. That is all it is. It's you make a choice and you say, oh, I like that. And that's what we have to get to. I'm going to go back to I love the theater, by the way. We're about to really, really be punished. The mistakes Rashad made, and I love the theater, which was an exercise that he came up with. What I was trying to do is, it's his fault, by the way. I was trying to get us back to something I love is something I hate. I keep thinking when we get lost, let's go back to the day one exercise, build something I love or something I hate, because it all kind of comes out of that. It doesn't matter if I'm building the road through the forest in the morning. It's in the back of my mind is something I love or something I hate. That's why I said, let's build something I love. So he decided, without knowing the history of how unsuccessful this exercise has been for this group, for a group of people who love the theater, no one can build I love the theater. It's like nothing I've ever seen. And he never got it. I could not get him to just sit and look at it for a second. You have to be very careful anytime you choose something general, because the more specific, the bigger the payoff. But the fact of the matter is, you have got to just sit with it and see it. Like, just shop around. The exercise is, I need to earn the line, I love the theater. Start little and start out loud. And if you start and you don't like it, start again. Anyone, somebody bravely go.
All right. Maybe I'll try bravely.
Okay, good.
I love the costumes in the theater because one time I got those special boots for my character and I made them a size too large so I could feel larger. And like whenever I wear the different person, I just love theater.
Okay. All right, now be careful. Be careful, because what I don't want you to do is to force a performance. Do you all understand that sometimes what we do is we say, oh, this is how I should play this. I should play this really bright and really fun. And I love this is a huge thing that we do. We decide in advance how we should play it. And so then what we get caught doing is acting. I would encourage you to pull it down. What you were doing was explaining your relationship to the costume rather than letting the costume, but the way that you talk about the costumes, tell us how you felt about them. This is not, talking out is not about telling a story. Talking out is not a performance piece. It is not a one-person show. Talking out is meant to help me earn the experience of what I'm talking about. Does that make sense, Severin?
Okay. Yes, it does.
All right, start again.
Oh my God. Okay. My friend. Okay. So I saw my friend perform on a 30-centimeter high heels. It's like, I love the theater.
Not bad. Do it again and see if you can. Look, you still think I have to be excited when I do this. Here to me is how it evolves. It evolves with, I'm watching my friend. Oh. And I'm watching this, but you see, it's little. It's little, and then what I do is believe I'm watching my friend, and I get to it. We have to pull it down. I'm telling you something. We have to like just sketch it a little bit. Somebody else try it.
I'll try. Okay, let me try. And there's a moment when the lights go dim and the last person in the audience speaks, and it's silent, but the silence is so full of electricity, and it's like everyone just is in on the stage and waits for the first line for the first.
Go back.
Mm.
Start again. It's good. You're moving into Jed mode.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
There
Yeah.
is this moment and I look at Jed and I say to him, human beings don't talk like that. This is
No.
Jed, and I'm now doing poetry.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yes, and there you went. All of a sudden, you got slightly out of control.
Yeah, but I felt, but isn't that the feeling that you get?
No, not really. Because look, here's
Yeah.
the thing. It's you had it,
Mm.
and then you started to perform it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like it totally had me until you said electricity, and then I was
Yes,
Yeah.
all of a
I
sudden,
couldn't think of a word.
that's a very, very good note, Severin.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see, that's the problem. When we suddenly start getting literary
yeah, yeah.
and we start worrying performing,
That's so
and
true. Yeah, yeah,
and as
yeah.
soon as you got to very good, Severin, thank you for
Yeah.
noticing
Because
that.
I couldn't think of like what is that thing, and it's like whatever it is,
Yes, that's a song
yeah.
from Billy Elliot the musical.
All right. All
I
right.
will say I did get the sense that you could have just said I love the theater at some point in there and it would have been like earned. I do feel like you could have stopped sooner than you did as well.
Yeah.
That's a very good note as well. I mean, I personally was so relieved that Jed was talking like a human being, and then all of a sudden he became the poet Byron again. It's not about the vocabulary. I mean, we happen to be talking out, but even so, the words aren't really the important thing. All of this then expands into all these other exercises, building the past, building the impulse. If I ask you, why are you going out on stage? It is the same experience. Take it again, Jed, because it's very good. You know, the first time you do it, you go over, under, around, and through. You wander around it. You kind of find it. And then you go back and do it a second time. And the second time you do it, it doesn't take so much. I have built it so that I find myself really connecting.
Mm.
And that's what makes it interesting. I go back to, why do I do this exercise? It is because of the importance of connecting to everything you talk about.
Mm.
It's the first chapter of the definitive book on acting.
Do you want me to go back to the
Whatever you want.
Okay.
You know where you're headed. You know where you're headed. This is the great joy of acting. This is the great joy of doing theater, quite frankly, is you know where you're headed. This is not a surprise. You are going to end up with I love theater. This is not like life,
Yeah.
where you go to the theater and you have no idea if you're going to love it or not.
It's that apprehension that anything could happen.
Start again.
Okay.
Start again. Too literary. You're inventing a plot. Don't work so hard.
Okay.
Don't invent a plot. You're now in. See, because then my question is going to be. I'm very nitpicky today because I want to save the theater. So then my question is, so what do you see that lets you know there's an apprehension that anything could happen?
It's the feeling, not the seeing.
I know, but that's the whole thing. What do you see that lets you know that is the feeling?
I just see an empty stage. I see an empty stage and silence, and everybody is looking at that empty stage and waiting for something to happen. And it's that feeling that it's like Grace said, I can't explain it. It's just
Say the line.
It was
God, my
insane. We were all just edging us.
you do this all the time.
Apprehension.
it's
You're
called
there.
edging in
My
Yeah.
God.
I love how everybody, we all felt it, Jed. We
No,
were,
you could see. I leaned forward and everybody else leaned forward and everybody was saying, say it, say it, say it. My God.
but I was going to say this about the first time that you did it as well. It seemed like you had this need to explain it further for us the moment, to explain to us the
know.
moment.
It's like
Instead of
it's
having
not
the moment.
even the only thing that you're required to say is I love the theater. The rest of it is you. We're not hearing your preparation. The audience doesn't know what your preparation is. When you leave the stage door and there is this crowd of people standing outside the stage door, there is no one who's going to ask you what your preparation was. And then you're going to say it was an empty stage and they're going to say, oh, no. That's not going to give you I love the theater. No one, it's yours. It is yours. No one is going to argue with you about your choices. They don't know what your choices are.
So, Jed, as we were waiting for you to say the line, why didn't you say the line? What were you doing? Why were you holding on so long? Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, why we do this. We all do that kind of thing.
Like it's not enough. There needs to be more. It's not enough.
But aside from that, do you see the difference in when you began to build the visual images that gave you the anticipation as opposed to when you just said it?
Yeah, it's the stage, and then the image of the stage just became so much more present in my vision, in my whatever, and it was like, that's the thing, that's it, the empty stage. The
All right.
stage.
So look, this is a very, very important thing that you have to keep asking yourself. Even if you're pushing the emotion, it's not giving you anything.
Yeah, then you get specific, right? Then
Yes,
you
you have to get specific. What do I say that makes me know that? I mean, that's all I ask you.
Yeah.
I said, well, how do you know that? What do you see that makes you know that?
This is Jonathan Tomlin, inviting you to visit our website, www.idon'tneedanactingclass.com.